think we should step into the play of doing that. Allow the women to go to school. Let them be educated. Don't grab them at the age of 12 and start getting them married. And this is something that has been attributed to Islam, when in fact Islam did not teach that. It's a tradition that crept into the mainstream.
Maybe they are following Muhammad. He married a 6-year-old child.
Okay, St. Augustine, if you know the academia write-ups of the Greek papyri, St. Augustine married, 6 years old.
You didn't bring that case into Christian issue. No. Now you are in your case.
No.
You are looking for something to banter.
You can't commissioner one pay. Awali and pay. Commissioner Wali and Asha pay. Oh, the way Wali way and a way Wali way. Where Wali says yes. Omunya come for
God have mercy upon us. Muhammad married Aisha at the age of 6. In Islam, there is no age. Like okay, she's 9 years old.
And so that's what they are doing, and you are complaining.
No, that is not the case. God have mercy upon us. You have to look at the history. You have to look at the time.
No, hourly wrong. The hour can say there's no age. Say Islam age when a wareno and you correct. So there's no age there. It didn't know hour. Utu Muslim for say Omunya man Kolano school 12 years.
Okay, so
like I know it was there, but maybe that's me. I'm just saying that maybe because Muhammad did say and they are master, they are following. He married says I also married 12.
No, but
I even tried than you.
Can you believe it?
Anyway, any sensible human being who will sit down and read this book, you'll never understand what this can't be from God.
My friends, you need to take that book and read it for yourself. Read it by yourself. Sit down and read it by yourself and ask yourself this question. Can this come from God? Can this come from a holy God? You can see that these scholars or the teachers that teach what is written in the book keep lying every day. They keep lying. When you catch them here, they will jump over to the other side. And when you catch them there, they will jump back to their previous position. Like this. Not being sincere with the book. And not being sincere with you because they want to defend Muhammad for you to follow him. The question is, why they keep comparing Muhammad with people they shouldn't compare him with? They compare him with St. Augustus, King Philip. They compare him with King David. They compare him with King Solomon. They compare him with one scholar, one Christian scholar who married how many wives? Or who married 12 years girl? This is how they keep comparing Muhammad with people they shouldn't compare him with. With the status which you read him, you said that Muhammad was the finest example of mankind. The finest. The seal of all prophets. In fact, let us just forget about the seal of all prophets or being the last messenger. You said that Muhammad was the finest example of the creation of Allah. Yet, look at the people you read him with. You don't even compare him with major prophets. You compare him with minor prophets. You don't even compare Muhammad with major prophets. People like Elijah, Moses, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and all the rest of them that are holy men of God, who are called major prophets. They are called major prophets because all their life, their occupation is to occupy the office of a prophet as holy men of God, to receive from God, to be a kind of mediator between God and man. And they don't have time for worldly pleasure. They don't have time to play with girls and women just like King Solomon did. And this is the kind of people you can only compare Muhammad with. If he is a major prophet, as you read him, you should have compared him with holy men of God. Yet, you even call him the finest example of mankind. The finest. He is greater than all these men that I've mentioned, these holy men that I've mentioned. Exaggeration, boast, sinful boast. It is called sinful boast. You compare him with Solomon because God spoke to Solomon. God can speak to any person. God can speak to any person, but that doesn't make them prophets. That is why in Bible there are major prophets and there are minor prophets. So these people you compare Muhammad with are the people we call minor prophets, because their whole duty and occupation is not to occupy the office of a prophet. Some of them are kings. But the major prophets are people we know as prophets. That is their occupation. They are not kings. You cannot see them with all this pity something you see in this world. Call it worldly pleasure. Heaven is not a place for immoral people. It cannot accommodate immorality. What are you trying to do? Do you think heaven is a place where you'll be given 72 virgins or 100 virgins? So you are planning to remove skirt and trouser in the presence of Allah to have sex in the presence of Allah. Think about it. Are you sure you are okay to reason that you will go into the presence of a holy God and remove skirt and trouser? Don't allow yourself to be deceived. You can see the fine question the woman asked him, but he kept defending and don't want to admit the truth. He asked him, you are comparing Muhammad with St. Augustus, but did he brought it into Christianity? Did he make it a law to be observed in Christianity? Did he make it a doctrine to be observed or to be followed in Christianity? No. No. They are simply practicing what they saw Muhammad practice, and it is written for them in Quran. So what they do is what they saw Muhammad do, and they are following his steps. Allow young girls to go to school. Allow them to be educated. When they are mature enough to marry, they can now marry. Why force them into early marriage? What kind of law is that? What kind of law are you following? As if there are no women in the world. Even your scholars confirm that the population of women in the world is more higher than that of men. Yet you act as if we are lacking women in the world. Are there no longer matured women in the world that you should go to little children that are supposed to be under parental care? Think wisely, think like a reasonable human being, and let us do the right thing for the good of humanity, for the good of all men.